call to the booth. Broncos on the bye week. We got to look at this AFC West. And you know we got our best bets. Paul, drop that beat.
Call to the booth, Harrison, Sanford, Aqib, Talib. We're going to give our Broncos fans who watch the show on Altitude TV a little snippet of what we do on our regular show in our second segment. Of course, we're going to still focus in on the Broncos as they go into the bye week. We're trying to see if the Broncos can get the division, but it's looking real hard, especially coming off of that 30-13 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. A bunch of things went wrong, inefficiencies on third down. The rushing defense was poor, letting over 200 yards to the Eagles. And one of the things that really upset fans, Teddy Bridgewater magnified the issues that they had by not making that tackle on Darius Slay, or not making the best effort for that tackle on Darius Slay on that fumble return for a touchdown. Give me your thoughts on the Broncos' Week 10 loss.
Man, it was a disappointing loss. Everything that could go wrong just about went wrong, right? I thought the defense made some plays. There was a couple moments in there where the defense showed some flashes. But for the most part, man, they didn't have an answer for Devontae Smith, man. They didn't have an answer for Jalen. The run defense was not there. And we talking about an Eagles team who really don't even run the ball like that, man. So it was a disappointing day overall. And just the Teddy play, man, I think that kind of summed up the day. Hopefully that don't sum up the season, but that kind of summed up the day, man. It was just like a not a all-out effort type of day, and it showed.
Yeah, and then I think another thing that was interesting as you look at what happened on the back end, there was a quote from Draymond Jones when asked about the loss. It was a combination of us not executing and probably like coaching. Usually don't hear that coming out of a player's mouth, but he said it. There was a little bit of hesitation, but it did come out of his mouth. What are your thoughts on him pointing out the coaching failings in that loss?
Well, I mean, was it the coaching? We don't know. We don't know if it was the coaching. They could have had the best play designs in the world and got beat off the ball every play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really ain't here for the players choosing to pick coaching. You know what I'm saying? You the guys on the field. We could run 24 dive every play. And if our center and our guard win that double team, our tackle kick him out, our fullback come kick him out, if they do it every play, we'll get yards every play. So coaching is for the birds. Coaching is for the birds, Harrison, man. Players make schemes look good. You know what I'm saying? So make the scheme look good. Don't blame it on the coaches.
One thing that has to be noted, the Broncos were without a number of offensive linemen, and I know you have identified the offensive line as something that's very important to the success of the team. So you have to take that into factor, but nonetheless, a loss is a loss. They are 5-5 going into the bye week, and when they come back to action, they'll play against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are going through a little mini slump themselves. The playoff picture is all a mess throughout the NFL as we go into Week 11. Let me break down some odds as it pertains at least to the AFC West. The Broncos plus 275 to make the playoffs. The Chargers at 5-4 plus 160. Raiders to make the playoffs plus 225, and the Chiefs to miss at plus 350. Chiefs right now on top of the division. Aqib, when it comes to betting, at least, which ones of these do you maybe want to throw some cheddar down on?
Okay, so I think it's gonna play out like this, Harrison. Chiefs, put your money on the Chiefs. They going, man. Even when they bad, the games are still close. And you know what I'm saying? It's when they good, they blow you out. When they bad, it's a close game and they lose, right? So the Chiefs going to the playoffs. You could bank on that. Then out of the other three, I thought the AFC West was going to send 2 teams at the beginning of the season, 3 teams maybe, but now I'm kind of questioning if they even going to send 2 teams, Harrison. I'm looking at the rest of the AFC. I don't even know if the AFC West will send 2, man. If I was to put my money on any of these guys, I put my money on the Chargers, and that the Chargers will make it. I'm not too confident in that. I'm not putting no money on the Raiders. I'm not putting no money on the Broncos.
Yeah, it's a tough call all around. So needless to say, you could sprinkle in potentially that plus 160 for the Chargers to miss the playoffs. And while we talk about the Chargers, since they'll be playing them in Week 12, the Broncos will be. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with them. So far, it looked like they were going to be a potent unit. Justin Herbert's been really down for the past 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Right.
Mike Williams hasn't been the same since he's been diagnosed with that knee injury. And again, they're still going for it and their rush defense. I was going to say they're going for it on fourth down, so that's what they just do now. But their rush defense, even though they didn't allow a rushing touchdown from Dalvin Cook this past weekend, their rush defense is poor, and they don't have the explosive offense like the Kansas City Chiefs would have to make up for that. Maybe I broke it down. Maybe I am an NFL analyst, but maybe you probably do it a little bit better than me. What are you seeing from the Chargers?
I think you pretty much hit it, man. I thought this defense would be a lot better. I thought this would be one of the best defenses in the league. You know what I'm saying? As far as taking the ball away, Derwin James back, both on that line, Chris Harris back in the slot. I thought they'd be taking the ball away and to be one of the defenses that we're talking about all season. They not. So on the offensive side of the ball, I feel like they scheme was a little bit different this year, right? They got new coaches, new offensive coordinator. Their scheme was a little bit different this year. The NFL is week 10 now. The NFL kind of catching up to that scheme, and guys are starting to stop them now. So this is when you really got to run the ball good, man, and right your wrongs, man. All your tendencies you've been doing, you've been breaking in, start breaking out a little bit. So they just got some work to do, man. I think they still got the pieces on offense. They still got the line. Once Mike get healthy, they get some guys healthy, I think they'll finish strong. So I still give them a chance to make the playoffs.
And obviously, Deshaun Jackson fairly well. He's with the Raiders now. They added him after he was released from the Los Angeles Rams, and we'll talk about what the Rams did on the offensive side of the ball with OBJ in a bit. Deshaun Jackson, does that do anything for the Raiders? Where do you see the Raiders going?
Man, I think it's just an emotional roller coaster in Vegas. They had so much stuff going on. The adversity brought them close together for a while, but honestly, I think it's just too much going on, man. It's not good for football. It's not good for a winning atmosphere when you got that much negative stuff going on in your building, man. So I think the Raiders done. I said it before, but I think the Raiders done. I don't know if they're gonna be able to fight through anymore this season.
For those of you that are watching on Altitude TV, go ahead and check out our show, Call to the Booth, on Apple, on YouTube, on Spotify. We'll break down some more odds as it pertains to the NFC West and a sprinkling of our best bets, too, for Week 11. Check us out, Call to the Booth. Harrison Sanford, Aqib, Talib. See you next time.